So today we are gonna do, keying, which is also called as, green screen removal or chroma keying. Okay. So I have few footages. If you can see, for example, this is one footage wherein only like a waterfall shot is there. This is another clip, wherein leaves are falling like that. There's another clip which is only waterfall is there. Similarly, there are, like birds flying. This shot is there. And another one. This is another clip. Okay. So, like, these are the footages, which you can download from YouTube. You can just search for, you can just go to YouTube here and search for green screen footages. Green screen footages. Okay. So you get multiple footages here. Okay. So whichever you want, like let's say waterfall image or even green screen. So if you want a green screen dinosaur, you get green screen dinosaur. Okay, all these shots. Like this sort of compositing and all you can do. Okay. So there are multi things, which we can do. Let's see. So here, first thing, what I'm gonna do is I'll pick a new composition. I want half HD, that is HD 1280 by 720. So our composition is ready. So very first thing I need sky for my shot. Okay. So I just import a sky. Sky is here. So in the footage, wherever the audio part is there, I'm gonna turn it off. And if you see, so there's a sky movement, right? There's an animation. Okay. So just after the sky, see, it's all about, layers. How are you gonna place the layers, which one will come first, which one will come later. It's like that. After this, I would like to pick this. This is an image. I have an image. I would like to pick this image on top of the sky. This is looking something like this. So I don't do fit to screen here. So manually, I'm gonna scale it. It's like this. And it's something like this. Okay. So after this, I will pick this one, this footage over here, and I'll add here. So this one, I can just, let's see how to do this. So very first thing what I do, I select this particular footage. I would like to remove the green part. So go to FX, keying, key light, FX, keying, and key light. There are various types of keying tools are there. We'll see. But key light is one of the a prominent tool, which mainly used to remove this uh, green screen. So I just click on this. Now the green screen is gone. Okay, but still there are certain things. Screen gain, I can even add include a green tint, so I can take certain green tint out. Okay, screen balance, it does the matching. Okay, just to check screen balance. So we can work on it. So now what I do, since this is over here, I'd like to place this somewhere here. uh, scale. It is somewhere here like this, like this. Okay. So now if you see what happened, you see there's movements, you know, there are a lot of like flows and all. Here it is there. So what I do, I'm going to duplicate this one, Control D, and like this. I just duplicated this and I have added over here. So now if you just notice, you know, we are getting an output something like this, right? Now what I do, I'm going to duplicate this as well. And the bottom part, let me scale this quite bigger, or else x-axis, I'm going to scale it like this. So it is something like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is just added one more in the backside. But if you notice this particular part on the foreground, you have a stone here, which is like this. So I think that is this one, the stone part. So only the front part. So what I do for the front part, just pick this, you know, pen tool. I just remove this, and in the masking part, I'll invert this, and I am giving a bit of feather. So if you notice, it all looks like, you know, one footage. Just that consistency will be there with this. See, since it's a separate footage, this is a separate footage, this is a separate footage, right? So we should know how to, you know, play around with this footage. So then this one I'm going to duplicate, and I'm placing here. I'm going to turn this footage like this. It's like this. So now here you are able to see this. That is, I think, this one. So now what I do, again, pick this, you know, pen tool. I just take this out. In the mask, you invert this, and here increase a bit further so that it will merge. So now if you notice, all are different footage, and it looks like this, right? Which looks good. Then this area is not looking good, wherein, you know, this footage part, this center part. So for this, what I do, I'm gonna pick this footage. All this I have downloaded. Anyhow, I'll be sharing this with you as well. And here I'm gonna remove a green screen by keying Keylight. Take this eyedropper tool, pick and remove this. So we have it here. Now, if you notice, I'll go to quad here. Okay. So I'm just reducing the resolution so that we can see the animation. If you can see, we have an animation here. This fall. So it looks good. So what I do now is select this scaling. Just reduce the scaling part. So I'm gonna place this here. Okay, let me scale this to smaller like this and just place this here. And if you notice, if I take this as solo, if you notice, okay, let me just add a black solid here, new solid black color. I'll place this black solid in the bottom. So now this, the upper fall is done. This one I make it solo and black solid as solo. Now if you notice, what is happening here? So this falls on the ground, this particular detail we have. So for that purpose, I don't want this detail. Okay. So in this case, here, I think top placement of this is fine. So if I just go to full, see the placement, this is how the placement here it is. Okay. Then here, this part is not that great. So I select this, I go to masking. I just mask this area and I invert this. And after that, I'm gonna give feather, bit feather. Okay. So I think this part is done. Now I duplicate this. I duplicate this shot. So this particular clip, I'm going to place it here as well. I'll scale it a bit big. No, let me make this smaller. So if you notice here, this area, we have falls in this shape. So for that purpose, let me add another mask for this. I'll go to pen tool. It's like this. These parts I don't want, like this. So this is another mask. Okay. I think it's inverted as well. Let me just check. Oh, there are 3 masks. I delete the mask part for this particular footage which we had. So for the second footage, let me add a mask by selecting this. It's like this. Now this one I need to invert. After inverting, I would like to give bit feather like this. Okay. So if you just notice now, this particular footage is something like this. See, it's like this. The footage looks like this. It's not like this one. This footage, it's different. So I'm selecting this one. So I'm just placing this here. I make this bit smaller. Over here. You can make it like this. Then I duplicate this. One more here. I'm scaling in this way. Like this. and I duplicate this one more here. I scale it even smaller like this. Okay, so in the meantime, I'd like to reduce opacity bit for these things. Okay. So even the waterfall also, it should look a bit different. It shouldn't be like, same way how this looks. It shouldn't be like that. Okay, I think this is fine, but this part still I think we need to work on. If you see, it's like this. Now what I do is I have another footage here. Okay, let me bring the birds which are flying. This has to be in project folder. I'll pick the birds green screen, add this on the top. Okay. This is the one. Effect, go to keying, pick the key light, remove this. So now you see there are a lot of birds which are flying like this. Okay. So now this footage, let me place this footage here. Okay. So what happens? The birds which are there, it goes like this. Then I duplicate this footage, select this one, press O. So our slider comes, at the end of this footage. I'm selecting this one. I press open bracket so that it comes here. So once, the footage comes like this, one more time, again, it comes like this. It's like, I can give some time, after some time it can come. Then one more duplicate, I'm going to place it here. I can reverse this all the time, I don't, or else let me reverse this one. So for reversing, select this, right click, time reverse layer. I'm reversing the bird footage which is in the middle one. So what happens? What is this reversing? Now if you see, let me make this thing solo 1, 2, 3 and the black one. Now if you see, you have birds coming like this. Okay. In the next shot, those birds will come from right to left. I think it's like this. Okay, I think this is wrong. Let's not make this reverse. Time reverse, I'll turn off. I'll select this. I make it like this. Flip horizontal. So in this case, what happens? The birds will come like this. Okay. Then here from left to right, it will come. Okay. Like this. I turn off solo. So you can see all the objects. I think this looks good. Even you can change the position of these things. It's okay. Things looks good now. Even the bird part is also done. I have another footage which is like this. Let me check this here. So this is a foreground element. which I'm picking. This is the foreground element. So select this one. Go to effects. The recent tool which I have taken is Keylight. It's here. Eyedropper, pick eyedropper, remove green screen. It is something like this. So what I can do, okay, if you see here the water part, the background is also seen because it's transparent, right? Water is transparent. So what I can do is I can place it here, okay, and let me just check with this pen tool. Let me remove this, and here in mask let me invert this, and in mask I'll add a bit of feather. Okay, now this is how it looks. I select this, Control Shift D. The front part, it does have some advertisement, so I just remove that. Let me expand this mask as well. I'll go to mask. Here I can expand this. Or else let me turn off this mask. This is how it looks. Let me bring this here. Okay, I think this is fine. This looks fine. It will give some foreground element, the look. See, we got it something like this. But this part, I'm not still convinced. Okay, I mean, let me just change this somehow. So what I do is, these are the 4 waterfall, right? I'm going to pre-compose this. Shift Control C for pre-compose. Mid waterfall. Okay. So I'll take a mask tool. I'll add solo. I'll remove this. So in mask, invert, and add bit feather. I think it's okay. Turn off solo. Great. We achieved it. See, it's gone. Now the part is, these green screens. This green screen. No, I think this green screen. This should be bit down. Like this. This waters are flowing, from top to bottom. It's like this. See? Okay. So it's like this. Right? It looks nice. Now these smokes, or the fog part, it is so static. Even in Photoshop, you can edit this or you can remove. Or I can, we can have another green screen footage which is of smoke, and mm, we can do, let's see. Okay, I think for this screen, I'll go to mask. I'll turn off, so I'll have this. The rest is fine. I think up to here it is done. So this is a cinematic compositing which we are working on, and if you are able to achieve and output something like this, means this definitely it is used for your demo reel purpose. Now, added touch, what I do is I will pick this another footage, green screen footage, and I'm placing it here. This is completely a foreground element wherein there's a tree. Okay, somewhere here on the right corner. So effect, key light, select this, remove, done. Look, this looks great. So the leaves falling, and this is the footage which you have. So now what I do, screen gain. Let me balance this. Okay, I think that is fine. I'll do the color correction for this. I'll go to color correction. I'll go to curves, increase green tint more. Select this green, increase green tint a bit more. Then after this, again, I'll go to color correction. There's an hue saturation. Saturate this to a bit more green. Okay. Something like this for the foreground element. See, it's like this. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts up to here? Did you understand how to achieve this output? Unmute, guys. Bayabanga, Banda, Kumalo.
Yes, sir, we are getting it, sir.
And this is very interesting, work actually. And this is called matte painting. Okay. Normally in the movies and all which you see, the environment, the sets and all will not be there. Okay. It's not there in actual, but they create everything digital. Okay. Now see, this looks natural. Okay. It looks kind of realistic output, but in actual this scene itself is not there. This place is not there. It's nowhere. It's a chunk pieces of different footages, and we have done a compositing in After Effects here. Okay. See, this looks good, right? So if you are able to achieve and output something like this, means I think that will be really nice. Okay, let me save this. This is matte painting shot. So I would like all of you to try this one. You will learn a lot while doing compositing. And this is a different experience, while you work on this. See the way, how we have arranged and worked on these footages. Okay. And these are the footages which we have picked. And this is a final comp. After this, there's one extra thing which I would like to do is adjustment. I want to provide a color tint for all this footage at once. Means for one particular layer, I'm gonna do an adjustment. So for that, here, right click, right click here, right click, new adjustment layer. So adjustment layer, we have it on the top of all this layer. Now select the adjustment layer, go to effects, color correction. There are a lot of color correction options we have. Okay. And what happens when I do for adjustment layer? Now it applies for everything. Okay. Even we have certain stylization as well. Let's see. Generate. All these things are there. This we will see separately later, but just okay, let me check of color correction. I'll just go to photo filter here. I'll go to photo filter. There are multiple photo filters here. Okay, density, I can make it for more so that you'll get to see. This is of orange tint. This is of blue tint. If you see, entire footage it is changing. And this is of sepia tone, color tone, magenta. So normally if I increase more density, I have increased to 100% just to see what are the changes. This is of cyan. This is of deep yellow, underwater scene. Like lot many are there. This is warming filter. This is cooling filter. Cooling filter, different sort of filter. Okay, let me have a warming filter. LBA or 81. I think this is okay. And density, I'm gonna reduce to 24, 25. Let me check with cooling filter. Cooling filter looks crisp. Cooling filter. Okay, this is the normal one. This is a DI one. Okay, I think this is done. So after this, for a cinematic feeling, I'll add one new solid, black solid. So black solid is over here. So I'll take this rectangle tool. Okay. Okay, it's like this. I invert this. Now look at this top and the bottom, this black solid. See, this gives the cinematic feeling. Okay. Right. I think this looks really cool. Okay. Just try this. If you can share me an output, something like this, it will be really good, and we can have it in your demo reel as well. Okay, like this. Even what I can do, there are other footages are there. Like I can place monkey over here, monkey green screen footages where I can add a monkey to sit over here. Even all that also can be done. I have another footage. Monkey green screen. So I'll come over here, monkey green screen in After Effects. I just place it here. And this one, I just add below adjustment layer and below the tree. And mm, okay, Control Shift T. I'm gonna delete this over here. Let me place this. I have the monkey up to here. Control Shift D. Delete this over here. Select this. FX King Key Light. Click this. Remove this monkey. Green screen and scale. Make it smaller. Even smaller. It's like this. Okay. See? And when I play this, this monkey animation is also there. Okay. So you can see even birds, like all that, whatever, characters or animals, which you want, all those footages are also available. Just try this. Okay. So this is really fun, while working with this. So I think by Monday, share the final output, share me the video which you have done for this compositing. At the end, you can add a end credit card, saying, thanks for watching video created by your name. Okay. In the beginning, in the title, you can mention matte painting uh, created by your name. Okay. So any doubts? Unmute, guys. Any doubts? Kumalo, Babanga, Banda. So if no doubt, we can wind up this call. I'll be sharing this, video in a link in WhatsApp. Okay. Bye then. Take care. Have a great weekend.